See that? Hello everyone and welcome back, Dom here, and the first thing I want to say on this video is I hope you guys are all healthy, you're all safe. I'm always trying to remain positive. I mean, there are good things in this whole situation. You know, we can still remain creative, so that's the good side of it. We don't have to be stuck on Netflix all day. We can actually create stuff. So with that in mind, I thought I'd give you guys a nice walkthrough and my personal opinion on some plugins I've been testing out recently, and this is the Arturia FX collection, and more specifically the reverbs, because if you've seen some of my previous videos, I'm going to try and link those videos right here or right here, I don't know. I mean, you know that I'm a reverb freak. I like reverbs. I always appreciate the little nuances that every different reverb has to give you. So this was great news for me because I'm always looking for more flavors when it comes to reverb. Another thing I wanted to talk about is I wanted to ask you guys, and let me know in the comments down below, I'm thinking of making some bite-sized videos with tips and tricks daily. Depending on what I'm working on, every day I'm going to give you a tip or something like that. Would you be interested in that? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested, I'm gonna do it. Alright, let's get started. Let's fire up these plugins. Okay, so what I have here is I have loaded one of my drum kits in Groove Agent, and it's a kind of an 80s drum machine, kind of. So it's kind of a hybrid kit, and I'm going to start using the Arturia new reverbs on this drum kit. So there we go. The first reverb I'm going to test is the Rev Intensity, and this is, I'll tell you straight away, I think this is one of my favorites. There are 3 reverbs in total. There's the Intensity, there's the Plate, which is pretty cool, and there's the Spring. Very, very interesting reverbs, but I think the Intensity, it's not modeled after a kind of a vintage reverb, but it sounds really amazing, and it has some really cool features that I think are really unique. So let me try and pull up this reverb, and I'm going to... Okay, first impression, that's what happened when I first started this reverb. It sounds amazing. I mean, the tail is really nice and smooth, and it's quite big. I like that. But there are quite a few things that I find are really nice on this reverb. I like the fact that you can change the size. And you have also control for the decay. And then you can also freeze the tail of the reverb. That is very cool. I mean, I've seen this feature before in the Eventide Black Hole, and I love this feature. I love it because when you change the size, you basically get this kind of pitch effect with your reverb tail, and I like that. There's also another really cool parameter, which is the feedback. Which can create some really interesting overtones. I really like this. This is great for sound design. Straight away, I know that this reverb is going to be amazing for sound design because everything that I tweak gives me a very interesting sound, and it's not just a reverb. It's something that brings me into a sound design territory. So, that's it. We also have width if you want to make the reverb a little bit mono. You know, you can do that. We also have a soft clip parameter there, which is pretty cool. Dry, wet, and all these things. Modulation. Another very cool thing that I found, it works really nicely, is a pre-delay. That's great if you, especially with vocals, if you want to have a little bit of distance between the dry signal and the reverb, so it doesn't get completely mushy and everything, you can actually use this, and you can say, I want to time it to my song's tempo. So maybe I want to make it like a quarter note. Cool, right? That's pretty cool, because what you would normally do is you would add a delay on your send effect and then add your reverb so that you get this kind of effect, but this is built in. awesome. I like that. This is really versatile. I like these functions over there. And we also have distance. Now, the interesting things start to happen when you open this drop-down menu. Now, this is where things get interesting. And this is what blew me away, to be honest with you. That's why I decided to do this video. Of course, you have some filters. This is all cool. You all know what a filter does. But what I really like is the fact that you have this envelope follower here. So what this allows you to do is you can say, okay, I want to use the transients or the actual level of the signal that I'm sending to the reverb, and you can assign it to control the parameters. And that's very cool. Let me show you a few examples on how you can use this. Let's say I want to recreate this kind of really, this 80s gated reverb, okay? Normally what you would do is you would add your reverb and then you would add a gate effect on top of it so that you can recreate this kind of 80s gated reverb sound, like the Phil Collins sound, all these things. But check what you can do here. I love this thing because it can do that very easily. So I can say, okay, I'm going to use the envelope follower to control my reverb level. Check out. So now I can say this is the parameter that is going to control. So now what I can do is I can drop the reverb level like this, okay? And I'm going to assign the reverb level to the envelope follower. So what happens now is when I hit that snare, check what happens. See, this goes up and drops back when the level goes down. And how fast does it drop back? We have the release here. Check out. And I can even compress the signal that goes in. So, if I didn't have this, it would sound like this. This is a mess. I cannot use this, but if I add this one, and of course you can assign more things. You can say, instead of the reverb level, I want to have the reverb size, for example. Okay, so now, see that? It's amazing. This is magic. I love this. Okay, let's assign it to the decay, for example. Let's go all the way down. Again, different flavor. So I love that thing. This is very, very nice. So let me show you how you can use this feature with vocals because it's equally useful when it comes to vocals. So let's bring up this vocal and I'm going to activate this. And let's listen to how it sounds with the vocal sound.
Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We could leave this whole place
Let's try the pretty lay.
behind, yeah.
Nice.
Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We could leave this whole place behind.
Now, check what you can do with vocals, for example. You can say, I have this nice,
Let's go, love.
nice tight, medium-sized reverb. It's not too long. But you might want to say, okay, when there's a big pause in the vocals, I want the tail to become longer. How cool is that? I usually automate things like that. But with this one, check what you can do. So how are we going to do this? I'm going to affect the decay control, right? So what I want to do is I want to set this pretty high.
Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired?
Okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the envelope follower to the decay. And now we're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to go back, see? To the short decay. So now, when we have the vocal present, we're going to have a short decay, and then when we have a pause, it will open and it will become longer. Let's try it out.
Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We could leave this whole place behind, yeah. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting?
See how well this works? Let me add a little bit more reverb so you can hear a bit more clearer, but
let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired?
And if it goes back too quickly, I can open the release and make sure that it only happens when you have like a long pause.
Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We could leave this whole place behind, yeah.
See? So we have this long pause, we get a nice long tail. And of course, if I want, I can change the level.
Love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We could leave this whole place behind, yeah.
See? When he has that yeah in the end, we have this nice long tail. And of course, if I want to, I can even add more dry wet. I can add some gain to the soft clip, all these things. You can assign all these things basically. I think this is a great, really versatile reverb. I really love it, and I think Arturia did a great job right there. Now, let's move on to the next reverb. This is, let's go back to my drum kit, and this is the Plate 140. I think this reverb was free for a while during the Christmas period, and it's a really nice reverb. Check out. Let's go like... drive, width, and we have some filters as well. Prelay. I mean, this definitely has a vintage sound. It's a very typical Plate reverb sound. I really like it. If I had to compare it to the DVR 250, I would say it's a completely different sound. This is a little bit more versatile in terms of the Plate sounds that you can get. I have quite a few Plate reverbs. This, I think it has quite a bit of character. It sounds really vintage, and I think it's a great reverb plate emulation. It has quite a bit of control with the post equalizer, and it has a nice interface. The only thing I'm not too crazy about this reverb is that if I want to change the decay time, I have to go like this. I have to click multiple times. I'm not sure if there's another way to do this that's easier. If you guys have it and you know how to change this in an easier manner, just let me know in the comments down below. But this is like, number one is brighter, punchy. This is the classic EMT. And modern. I mean, this would be nice for vocals, for example. So now let's try this on vocals. Okay, let's listen to this.
Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We can leave this whole place behind. Let's go, love. I'm saying, ain't you tired of waiting? We can leave this whole...
You know what? I really like the new algorithm for vocals. It gives them a nice airy feel without making them too congested. I feel that number 2
place behind, yeah,
is a little bit muddy for my own taste, But this could easily be fixed if you went down here and you used the high-pass filter.
Let's go, love. I'm saying it's tired of waiting. We could leave this whole place behind.
You know, this is pretty cool. And we also have punchy.
Let's go, love.
I think punchy works better with drums, to be honest with you. Percussive sounds, because it has a very fast attack. So I think with vocals, it makes them sound a little bit confused. So yeah, that's the plate 140. And now let's go to the third and final reverb, which is the spring one. And this is a lovely reverb. I like this. This sounds great for electric guitars, definitely. It will sound great on organs or stuff like this. I'm going to keep going with the same material with the drums. Let's see how it sounds. Very different. Synth. It does sound like a spring reverb. You can actually hear the springs, you know? It sounds very organic. I love the sound. Yeah, I probably wouldn't use it for drums, but let's go for vocals and see how it will sound on vocals, for example. Again, same material. Let's go here and play it.
I'm saying it's tired of waiting. We could leave this whole place behind, yeah.
I like when I make the decay short for vocals. It gives them a nice kind of vintage tone without really screaming reverb. It's...
Let's go, love. I'm saying it's tired of waiting. We could
Let's try the different flavors now.
leave this whole place behind. Let's go, love. I'm saying it's tired of waiting. We could leave this whole place behind, yeah.
I mean, this, I would find it very useful. Let's try the pretty lay, actually.
Let's go, love. I'm saying it's tired of waiting. We could leave this whole place behind.
I think this is great if you want to create nice, interesting vocal effects. You know, if you have a breakdown and all your instruments stop and you have just one single vocal in isolation, you know, it can create drama. I like this. It's, as I said, reverbs have... For me, reverbs are like instruments, you know? You use reverbs to create something from existing material. I always see reverbs with the potential of sound design and creating something unique. And that's why I will keep adding reverbs to my collection. And when I find a nice reverb, I always feel really excited, and it gives me a new palette of colors to work with when I'm producing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Again, once more, if you're interested in seeing some tips, daily tips in bite-sized Instagram stories, hit me up on Instagram. Let me know that you'd like to see that. If, you know, a few of you tell me that you'd like that, I'm going to start doing this, and hopefully you will enjoy it. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, you know what to do. I hope you're safe and you're still being creative in these difficult times. I'll see you soon. Take care and bye-bye.